Hello, good morning everyone. Today I am going to deliver a lecture on applications of an operational amplifier. So this is a very important topic from the examination point of view. So many times the question has been asked on this. Today I am going to discuss only the two applications of the operational amplifier. First one is the inverting amplifier and second one is the non-inverting amplifier. So today's my presentation includes the characteristics of an ideal operational amplifier. Then I will discuss about the applications of the operational amplifier at a glance. Then I will discuss about the use of operational amplifier as an inverting amplifier. Then lastly I will discuss about the use of an operational amplifier as an non-inverting amplifier. So what are the characteristics of the ideal operational amplifier? An ideal operational amplifier possesses the following characteristics. So first characteristic is that it has infinite open loop gain. We have discussed about the open loop gain in the previous period. Then it has the infinite input impedance is the second characteristic of the ideal operational amplifier. Then the third characteristic of the ideal operational amplifier is that it has infinite bandwidth. Then fourth characteristic of the ideal operational amplifier is that it has zero output impedance. Then fifth characteristic is it has zero input offset voltage, and last characteristic is that it has input bias current, zero input bias current. So these characteristics that we have already seen in the previous period. So these are for the ideal operational amplifier, and the practical amplifier has this instead of the infinite, there must be the large as possible, and instead of this zero in the characteristic, it should be as small as possible. So this is about the characteristic of the practical operational amplifier. So these are the characteristics of the ideal operational amplifier. In practice, we do not have these characteristics. So then we will study what are the various applications of the operational amplifier. OP is for the operational, AMP is for the amplifier. And in this slide, I have shown what are the various applications of the operational amplifier. First application of the operational amplifier is the inverting amplifier. Operational amplifier as an inverting amplifier. Second application is for the non-inverting amplifier, means operational amplifier, use of operational amplifier as an non-inverting amplifier. Third application is the use of operational amplifier as an adder or summing amplifier. The next application is for the use of operational amplifier as a subtractor. Then the use of operational amplifier as a differentiator and use of operational amplifier as an integrator. So these are the various applications of the operational amplifier, and all these are in your syllabus. So first of all, we see the first application of the operational amplifier, that use of operational amplifier as an inverting amplifier. This is the circuit for the use of operational amplifier as an inverting amplifier. Now here we will apply the input signal to the inverting terminal of the operational amplifier, and non-inverting terminal, that is the plus terminal, is connected to the ground. this input signal be applied to the inverting input, that is the minus terminal, through the resistor R1. This is the resistor R1. So this is the resistor R1. Through that resistor R1, input Vi is given to the operational amplifier, and the output will be the out of phase with the input. Output will be the out of phase with input. Means here, suppose the input is like this. Input is like this. Then output of the operational amplifier will be exactly inverted. That means it is like this. Means first of all negative cycle, and then the positive cycle will be there. So such type of output is there if the input is like this. So such type of output is called the out of phase with the input. Means whatever the input signal is there, output will be the opposite to that. If input is the positive, output will be the negative. If input is the negative, then output will be the positive, like this. Then the resistor R2, here this is the feedback resistor R2. This resistor R2 is called the feedback resistor because some output of the part of the output of the amplifier is given back to the input, and therefore it is called the feedback resistor, and it is given through the resistor R2. Therefore, it is called the feedback resistor. Here R1, R2, these are the R1, R2 and internal resistance of the source of the input signal. These are nothing but will form a voltage divider arrangement across the output terminal. And some portion of the output which will be get dropped across the resistor R1 will constitute the feedback voltage applied at the input terminal, applied at the inverting input terminal of the operational amplifier. Here minus sign is for the inverting input and plus sign is of the non-inverting input. Non-inverting input is connected to the ground, and we have applied the input through the resistor R1 to the inverting terminal. Let V be the potential at the point called the summing point. This is the summing, S is the summing point. This point is the summing point. Let I1 is the current flowing through the resistor R1. Then I1 is equal to, this I1 is equal to V1 minus V. V1 minus V upon R1. This is the equation number 1. Similarly, the current I2 flowing through the resistor R2. Here this is the current I2 which is flowing through the resistor R2 is given by I2 is equal to V minus VO upon R2. V minus VO upon R2. Now, as the current I1 enters the summing point S, it can flow to the ground to two paths. One through the internal resistance of the operational amplifier to the ground, and number 2 through the R2 and the output resistance of the amplifier to the ground. But as the operational amplifier is supposed to have the input signal then the output resistance, no current enters input of the device. Means here I1 is equal to I2. This is the equation number 3. Because the open loop gain of the amplifier, because of the open loop gain of the operational amplifier, the ratio of the output to the differential input is nothing but the output open loop gain, and this output is out of phase with the input, and open loop gain is A. It is given by minus times VO upon V. V is the input voltage, VO is the output voltage. And from this, we have VI is equal to VO upon VA, VO upon A. A is the open loop gain, VO is the output voltage. It is equal to minus times VO upon A minus VO upon R2. And from this, we get VI upon R1 plus VO upon AR2 R1. It is equal to minus times AR2 minus VO upon R2. And from this, we get VI upon R1 is equal to minus VO in bracket 1 upon AR1 plus 1 upon AR2 plus 1 upon R2. And from this, we get R2 upon R1. R2 upon R1. We will multiply throughout by the R2. So that we get R2 upon R1 into VI. It is equal to minus VO into 1 plus 1 upon A plus R2 upon R1 into 1 upon A. This is the equation number 5. For ideal case of the operational amplifier, the open loop gain is infinite, and hence VI is equal to minus times VO. The gain with feedback AF, it is equal to AF. Capital A is for the gain and F is for the feedback. So VO upon VI, it is equal to minus times R2 upon R1. So this negative sign in the expression indicate that the output of the operational amplifier is out of phase with the input. Hence, this mode of operation of the operational amplifier is called the inverting mode of the amplifier. And the feedback used in this is the operational feedback. It is the negative feedback. Now we will have a second application of the operational amplifier as an non-inverting amplifier. Here the figure shows the circuit of the non-inverting amplifier. Here let the signal be applied at the non-inverting terminal, that is the plus terminal. Here the input is applied and non-inverting terminal is grounded through the resistor R1, and input is applied between the terminal B and the ground, and output is taken between the terminal VO and the ground. In between these two terminals, we will take the output. So let I2 be the current flowing through the resistor R2, and the current I2 will branch into the two parts, I3 and I1. I3, this is the I1, I2 is divided into the two parts. I2 flowing through the resistor R2 is divided into the two parts. Current I1 flowing through the R1 and current I3 flowing into the input terminal of the inverting input terminal of the operational amplifier. Then thus I1 is equal to I2 because the same current is flowing through the resistor R1 and R2. The combination of the two resistors acts as a voltage divider. From the figure, the voltage at the point A would be V of A is equal to VO upon R1 plus R2 into R1. So R1 upon R1 plus R2 is nothing but voltage divider arrangement, and if V is the potential difference between the point B and A, that is the potential difference between the non-inverting and inverting input, then V is equal to VO upon A. VO is the output voltage of the operational amplifier and A is the open loop gain of the operational amplifier. and that is nothing but V. Potential difference between the non-inverting and inverting input. Thus, the potential at the point B with respect to the ground would be V of B is equal to V of A plus V. It is equal to V of 0, V of O or V0 into 1 upon A plus R1 upon R1 plus R2. But V of B is equal to Vi, and hence Vi is equal to Vo into 1 upon A plus R1 upon R1 plus R2. And because the open loop gain of the ideal operational amplifier is infinite, because the open loop gain of the ideal operational amplifier is infinite, and therefore equation 3 can be written as Vi is equal to Vo into 1 upon R1 upon R1 plus R2, and hence AF Vo upon Vi is nothing but AF, means voltage gain with negative feedback. It is equal to Vo upon Vi, and it is equal to R1 plus R2 upon R1, and this will be equal to 1 plus R2 upon R1, where the quantity AF is the closed loop gain of the non-inverting amplifier. Note that closed loop gain AF depends only on R1 and R2 and not on the gain open loop gain of the operational amplifier. This AF depends upon the values of R1 and R2, and R1 and R2 are the feedback resistors. These are the resistors, values of the resistors. So this the closed loop gain of the operational amplifier, non-inverting operational amplifier, depends upon the R1 and R2 and not depends upon the open loop gain of the operational amplifier, that is A. Then the closed loop gain is positive here. AF is equal to positive side here, and therefore in the inverting amplifier the gain of the operational amplifier is the negative. Vo is equal to output voltage is equal to minus times Vo. But in case of the non-inverting amplifier, the output voltage Vo is equal to R1 plus R2 upon R1 into Vi, that is the Vo. Means output voltage in the non-inverting amplifier is the positive. And third point about this equation number 4 is that the gain is the same at 0 frequency as well as at higher frequency. Gain will be independent of the frequency of the operational frequency of the input signal. If we apply the AC signal to the input, then the output will not depend upon the frequency of the AC signal. So this is all about the use of operational amplifier as a non-inverting amplifier, and these two applications are very important from the examination point of view. You have to perform the practical on the inverting and non-inverting amplifier. Okay. So this is all about my today's presentation. If you have some question, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will end this today's meeting.